Hi everyone. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host David Tear, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs in the rock era from 1954 to 1999. Today I'm up to song number 2885, and that one is Sweet Seasons by Carole King. And this was released in 1972, I believe, and um, was released off her album entitled Music, and I'll get to that later. But first, I want to give a little bit of her history. She's had a remarkable history. I mean, she's been an amazing not just singer but songwriter as well. As a matter of fact, I just looked this up today. She wrote I guess she wrote or co-wrote along with her husband Jerry Goffin, a total of 118 Billboard Top 100 songs. Pretty mind-boggling. And a lot of this was way before she started singing herself. I mean, she married and let me just go a little bit. There's a picture of her. I guess when she started performing. And then here, and what's interesting is that when she was in high school, it turns out that Neil Sedaka, that's the guy on the right. Neil Sedaka and she were high school sweethearts for a while, I understand. And as a matter of fact, Neil Sedaka, he was another really great songwriter, singer and songwriter, and he had a big crush on her. He even wrote the hit song "Oh Carol" for her. But unfortunately, she married. I guess they broke up. I don't know if that was as an inspiration for breaking up is hard to do, but they broke up. Shortly after they were going together, and she ended up marrying this guy here, Jerry Goffin. That's their wedding picture. She was just 17 when they got married. He was just 20. So they were a pretty young couple, and they became a singer-songwriting team. I think they got divorced maybe 10 years later or so. But at least for about 10 years, when they were married, they were a big songwriting team. I think later Jerry Goffin started writing with other artists. Maybe Carol started writing with other artists too. I'm not sure. But anyway, she and Goffin wrote several big hits during the 60s. They had three number one songs they wrote during the 60s. Those included Will You Love Me Tomorrow, which became a hit for the Shirelles in 1961. Also, Take Good Care of My Baby, which was a hit for Bobby V the same year. And in 62, they wrote The Locomotion for Little Eva. That was a number one for Little Eva, not just for her. In 74, it was remade by another group called Grand Funk Railroad, and they had their own number one version of that song. One of the few songs that had two number one hit versions of it. And yeah, if that wasn't enough, there was a third hit version. Didn't go to number one; it went only number three. But in 1988, Kylie Minogue had her own version of the Locomotion. So that was a very popular song for written by Carole King and Jerry Goffin. And then, like I said, she made it on her own in the early 70s. Her first big album, this was a huge album, it was called Tapestry. And, this was like a multi-platinum album. I don't even know how many sales it had, but it had several big hits on it, including, I guess her biggest hit on this album was It's Too Late. That was, I believe, her only number one solo song. She also wrote a song for James Taylor on this album called You've Got a Friend. I believe she recorded her own version. Yeah, her own version is on this album. I think I actually like Carole King's version a little bit better than James Taylor's, even though James Taylor had the number one hit with it. Maybe she didn't release her version as a single, but she also had I Feel the Earth Move and So Far Away. Um, yeah, these were all, then she also did remakes of some songs that were hits before that she wrote, including Will You Love Me Tomorrow and You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, which was a big hit for Aretha Franklin that she wrote. So those are all on that album. And even the songs I didn't mention, I think they're all really excellent songs on this album. And that was her first big album. Her next big album came out the next year, 72. That was called just Music. And that one had the song I'm featuring today, Sweet Seasons. And then in 74, she had another number one album entitled Wrap Around Joy. This one had the hit songs Nightingale and Jazz. So that's pretty much my profile on Carole King. Amazing artist, and I believe she's still performing today. And one of the most amazing singers and songwriters I know of. So anyway, that's my profile on Sweet Seasons by Carole King. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.